I worked the sweat up. What's going on, folks? Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. My name's Randy. For the newcomers that may not know that, like I said before, you just look at the name of the channel, you're probably going to figure it out pretty easy. Working on this old time capsule guitar, this old K guitar today, K300 Montclair. That's what it is. It's a K300 Montclair K guitar, and it's electric. I mean, you've seen it before. Kind of got held up a few days. Had some emergency operations to do on some guitars. That's all done now. We're back on this. I'm probably going to split this video that you're about to watch into a series of videos, you know, because I got so much crap to do. I mean, you'll see it all in one video of what I'm going to do, but it'll be, you know, I'm going to do a little bit tonight and a little bit tomorrow and a little bit tomorrow night and like that. So I'll probably be wearing a lot of different clothes throughout. I don't know. Anyways, bring you over here closer, get closer. I'm going to get you. Bring you over here closer and we'll get right into it. Same thing we did to that, what was that other guitar, that Hendrix-like guitar. We'll do exactly that to this. I wasn't going to show it. You said you wanted to see it, so let's do it! Alright, welcome back. I had the neck already straight on this. Yeah, it still is, man. It's still straight. You want your neck perfectly straight for doing this. Now, normally, these frets are not wore very bad. There's a couple of tiny little divots up here, and down here, where was it? Right in this area, along around the 10th, 8th, 9th, and 10th fret. It looks like somebody's been bending a lot of strings. There's not such divots in it as there is flat spots across 2 or 3 frets right there in that area. So what it's going to do, like we did before, rather than take a leveling beam and level them all completely flat, you know what, I'm going to start down here and go backwards. I won't get so much of this crap on my hands. Rather than what I just said, taking a leveling beam, level them all flat, and then putting a radius back into them, and all that jazz. You grind a lot of material away when you do that. There's just no way out of it. If you do it that way, you grind a lot of material away. I'm going to use a radius block. This is a 12 radius. I already checked it. So I'm just going to use a radius block. And if that radius block touches every fret everywhere, well, it will eventually. When I first go over it, you should be able to see these few little divots up here worn into the frets. And probably you're going to be able to see those flat spots where string benders went kind of crazy looking like. There's a few here I couldn't get. Very good. So we'll go back, touch those up. How are you all doing, man? How the hell are you? We're getting a pretty good snowstorm right now. Probably, it's not going to be a big snowstorm, but it's probably going to be the biggest one we've gotten all winter, this winter. Probably got about 4, maybe 5 inches on the ground right now, and wind. Man, I don't know what's up with the wind lately. What y'all think about Tennessee getting hit with tornadoes? Wow, that's not very far from here. I mean, they got smacked, man. Alright, see, I have a number 12 radius block here. Already got sandpaper on it. What is that? 480 grit, I think is what it is. I'd have to take it off to see, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. The neck's straight. They're all colored blue. And I'm just really lightly going to see what blue gets removed and what gets left behind. We're not even taking any off of the frets, really. We're just taking the blue away. And that's just about enough right there. Yeah. There's frets along here. It's got blue up here and down here, and along the second and third strings where it's flat. And I see divots here and here. And on the first and second and third string here. But they are ever so light though. So I can't see any blue anywhere except where those divots are, and it's just divoted just enough down in, you know, where this doesn't wipe the blue away. That's how I can tell. Now see, if I took a leveling beam and went over that and completely leveled all those frets, and then put the radius back into it, then crowned them, and all that jazz. You know, you're removing a lot of material. You don't have to do it. A lot of people would do that. They would just take a leveling beam, grind the shit out of them, and put the radius back in, and then crown them. You know, you're grinding a lot of unnecessary material away from the frets doing that. So, no more than what that is. It's 480 grit paper, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just going to go over these a few times. I never even knocked the nut out of it because the first fret's fine, man. Second one's just barely, and the third one's got a little more wear in it. I'm just going to do this a little bit, and then I'll color them blue again. And if the block touches every fret and there's no little blue divots or flat spots anywhere, then I'll be ready to crown. And I'm already seeing the rest of that blue disappear that fast. That's how little these frets were worn. As you can see, the entire frets are getting touched. Yeah, I'm going to color them blue one more time. And, well, where's the rag, man? When you need a rag and you got no rags. Wow. I'm going to color all of them blue again. I think that right there, no more than that was. Of course, that 480 grit, that's pretty rough. So, let me color them again, we'll check them again. Heat's running. Thankfully, it's working without me having to work on it. I like things that work, and I don't have to work on them. But it should work. It's a fairly new furnace. Well, it's not actually that new, but it's got a new motherboard in it. It went out a couple years ago. I got up inside of it. The firebox, everything inside looked good, man. Just the electronics went out. It's a Carrier, I think is what the brand, made by Carrier. Got online and sure enough found a new updated motherboard. Everything I needed to replace all the electronic guts in it. Took me about 4 hours to do all that, get it wired up. It had schematic and stuff. And some of the fittings didn't fit, so I had to swap the fittings on the ends of some of the wires. Anyways, I got it in there, all hooked up and everything. Fired it up and it has worked perfect ever since. It still is. I shouldn't be saying that. I know, man. We all know what happens whenever you talk like that. I'm putting this in, you know, kind of the center of the neck, so I don't shove it. If I had this up here like that, there's a good chance. I'm not shoving it. I'm not pushing it at all. But you know, I could shove a little bit of relief in it from down pressure, so that's why I'm putting it in the center here. You all seen my frets before, most of you have. So, and what we would like to see is all of the blue being completely removed. Wow, I can't believe this happened this easy. It's a done deal. Every bit of that blue's gone, man. Every bit. Maybe a wee little bit like on the sides where the block's not touching it. Alright. Let me wipe those off again. I gotta get a crown file now. Put the crown back in those bad boys. If I take a straight edge piece of paper, that paper should only go into, I don't know if you can see this. No, you can't see it. I'm sticking it in between the frets. It should only go into where it touches both frets, and it shouldn't go underneath there like that. Yeah, I think you maybe see that. It should not do that. The corner should go in only up to where the paper hits both frets. And if it does that on both ends, and you know that fretboard is flat. And it is flat. Alright, I didn't get a crown files out. Let me go do that, and I'll bring you right back. I showed you all these files a bunch of times. Warned you about what happens when you buy them. This thing's got 150 grit and 300 grit, okay? This right here is 300 grit, so I don't want to start with that. I want to turn it over, pop it back in here, maybe. And this is 150 grit right here. Let me look and make sure. Yeah. I'm going to go down every fret, and with this 150, go down every fret with this. Color them blue again. I already colored them blue just before I turn the camera on. They're blue now. Go over every fret with 150 grit. Wipe them off. Color them all blue again. And go over them all again with 300 grit, but leave a little line both times across the very top of your crown. It's important you leave that line on there. It's important, very important, man, that you leave that line. Now, I'm not going to hold you up through this. Because like I say, I'm going to split this video up. I've already done. These frets are super soft, man. I can't believe there wasn't more any more than that. Well, you saw how easy it was to. Now I'm just leaving a very minute line across the center top of the crown here. Wow, it's cutting that fast. These are diamond grit files, but man, never had them to cut that quick before. People ask me all the time, why do you not tape up the fretboards like everybody does? I don't need to do that, folks. I used to do it years ago. And I thought, wow, that's just a whole lot of... You need to knock the shavings out of this every few times. I used to tape the fretboards up like that. Dang, man. I can't believe how soft these are. I came to the conclusion that if this thing slips and I knock a big chunk into the fretboard, I can fix it. I got a whole lot of ebony or rosewood dust and ebony dust, a whole bunch of different kind of dust. If it's that bad, I can fix it. No worries. Alright, I'm not going to hold you through this. You may see this video by itself, or you might, I may just, like I said in the beginning, stop after I go through all these with both sides of this file and take a bunch of videos together into one. It'd be too long if I do that, but I don't know, I haven't made up my mind yet, but I will. I did cover the pickups up, by the way, in case you hadn't noticed. And I'll try to get you some snow shots if we get anything worth videoing. I know some of y'all never see the stuff. I'd be thankful that you never do. I wish we lived in a place that never seen it. And I know a lot of you like to see it because it never snows where you live. Give great thanks that it does not. And pray it never does. Because wow, I mean, it may be pretty to look at and stuff, but you got to go out in that crap. It's just a pain to get through. It's really tough to get through. Alright, welcome back. I already colored the frets again. I've already took this out. Took this out. I went up from 150 grit here first. Now I got this end out. That's 300 grit. Going to color them already. Going to go over them all again. And this time it's even more important to leave that tiny little blue line top dead center of your crown. I can't believe how fast this thing's cutting them frets. Wow, it's just super fast. These crown file diamond grit files cut in both directions, unlike the old school ones we used to use. It's only cut in one direction. These are twice as fast, but they are really digging into these frets here. Felt like the handle was about to come off. Hope I'm not getting cold. You could probably hear the 300 grit does not cut in like that 150 grit did. They're still cutting in pretty good though. Man, such a thin little line across the tops of those puppies. When it's finished, when I'm done with these, you will see a lot of people pay me the big bucks for the house that never sleeps setup. That's what they call it. That wasn't me called it that. Somebody came up with that, started calling my setups that. I'll move this one down here so I don't put any unflatness into the board, the neck. I'll get you and show you this little thin blue line just a minute. In a momento. Hold on. You want to be extra careful right here along the body down here. You go there again. You should tape it up. You should tape it up. Well, no. If I screw it up, I can fix it, and you'll never know I screwed up to start with. And I'm not too proud to say I have before. It's happened. I can never get this to show up, man, on camera. Those frets have the slightest, tiny little blue line. And I'm not seeing it in the camera. I should have swept it off first. It's there. Ever so lightly, man, across the very center of the top of the... You can see it a little bit there and there. I can never get this to show up, man. But they do, and they got a little bit of blue on the sides here too. I covered the pickups up. I think I told you that. Anyways, come on, man. There, maybe you can see it. What that does is just assure me every fret is in uniform with the one before it and the one after it. Let me sweep that board off. Wow, that fast. We're already up to 20 minutes. Right on it, man. Right on it. So I don't know. Like I say, I might just save this video and come back in here tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, and add more to this one. Probably not, because I didn't think we'd burn 20 minutes up that fast. Whoo! I worked the sweat up. But got the old erasers. I'm going to use them on this again that I used on that other guitar. Y'all watch and you'll see how these turn out. I highly recommend those erasers. I love those things. I've used them on several other guitars here that I did not video. And it's amazing, man. When you get up that 8,000 grit, it just starts looking like frets start looking like a mirror. And then the semi-chrome polish. Wow, they look better than brand new frets when I get done with them. You'll see. Hang around, I'll show you. By the way, that semi-chrome polish, here's what it looks like for those of you that just came along, never seen it before. I showed this stuff on this channel years and years and years ago for touching up finish, your finish work. That's right, semi-chrome polish on guitar finish work years ago. And now, it's amazing to me and honorable to me to see so many channels using that stuff to remove scratches out of their finish and just to buff their guitar or certain little spots or whatever. It's amazing. I'm glad you like it, guys. Thanks for watching. You'll see this time capsule guitar another time or two. I don't know if I'll video the erasers or not. Put in the comments if you want to see it, or maybe I'll already have the video started by the time you see this and put it in the comments. Cheers. See you next time. And until then, woo! We'll see you then. Hold on.